Hello everybody. Today in this video I will discuss the plane frame. It consists of three bays. This is first bay, second bay and third bay, and three story. This is first story, second story and third story. So this is a plane frame of 3 bay by 3 story height. 3 story height. This is 3 bay. Each bay you can see the column length is 3 meters and the beam length is 4 meters. 4 meters in each bay. And each floor is again 3 meter, 3 meter and 3 meter. In the first floor you can see you have 3 kilonewton per meter UDL, then 5 kilonewton point load at the midpoint and 3 kilonewton meter UDL again. Then we have 2-point loading, 2 kilonewton, 2 kilonewton, and also again 2-point loading here and a UDL. Then in the last story we have 3 kilonewton per meter UDL, as well as you have a UVL here, which is 3 kilonewton per meter at the beginning and 5 kilonewton per meter at the end. Also there is a 3 kilonewton per meter UDL again. And you can see that for all columns are 2I and all beams have I as the moment of inertia. And there is a lateral load of 5 kilonewton in each and every story. Okay. This again, I can say that these lateral loads resembles, in fact, there will be change in the magnitudes if we consider this as earthquake load or the wind load. Okay. Now let us see how to solve this. Also, the I value is as usual 45 into 10 power 7 millimeter to the power 4. We will solve this using StatPro. Let us go to StatPro. Let's open new project. Go to new project, plane frame. Then I'll take this as frame. Problem number 8. Problem number 9. Then I have the location as usual. I have saved in one of the folder. So there itself I will save it again. And the units are to be in meters and kilonewtons. Next, add beam, finish. This is as usual. Now cancel this. Now let us go to 0, 0 as the first point. Then we have, there is two ways of dealing or modeling this. I will just tell you the two ways. One is you have 0, 0 here. You first model this bay and this story, this bay here. Then you can go for the translational repeat and proceed and provide two additional floors, because you have 3 meters and 3 meters height and the width is also same. Therefore, you can use translation repeat. There is no difference in heights. If there is a difference in height, then you have to go to copy paste method. For this, since they are same in height, you can go for the translation repeat. Or otherwise, you can again form this initially. You create first one and second one. All the two ways you create, the second and third way you can create. Then altogether, you can just take these three and go for translation repeat. Even here to form these two, you can use the translation repeat command to get the second one and third way in x direction. Here the translation repeat you will do in y direction. Here the translation repeat you will do in x direction. Both the methods are valid. Okay, let's go to stat now and solve in one of the method. Share. Okay, first I will create the first bay, single story, 0, 0, and you know the height is 3 meters. Control C, Control V, y is equal to 3 meters. Okay, I will just connect these two. Then I will just copy this. Control C, Control V, x is equal to 4 meters. So you go to front view, then connect this view. connect this P. Then what I will do is I will select this, go to translational repeat, go to translational repeat. I'll take Y direction. Y direction, you know, the other two stories, the top two stories are 3 meters in height again. Okay. So number of steps is 2 steps because you have 2 extra floors. Okay. Okay. So this forms the first bay. First bay, all the 3 stories. Okay. Then I will just take this again, use the translational repeat command in X direction. Instead of Z direction, I will use Y direction. I will use X direction. You know that in the Y direction, all the bays are 4 meters wide. So therefore, I will take step spacing 4 meters. Number of steps again, you have only 2 bays additional. Therefore, I will take 2 steps extra. Okay. Now this formed all the 3 bays. Now as usual, we will go to general, support, create, fixed. Okay, so go to select the nodes where you want to provide the supports, assign it to the selected nodes, assign. Okay, this completes the geometry. Now let's go to the loading part. Go to load case, add, primary, none, and this as usual we'll take it as loading, add, close. You click on loading, go to add. We have various loads. In the first bay we had the see if you look at the diagram, you have a UDL here 3 kilonewton per meter. This 3 kilonewton per meter you have at various locations. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once if I create 3 kilonewton per meter, I can assign it at other places also. So therefore only one command is enough. And then here you have 2 kilonewton the point loads. For this one you will take once you will assign this load, and the next you will assign again this load. Similarly here also, right? Then you will create a UVL of 3 kilonewton and 5 kilonewton per meter, and then you will assign here, then 5 kilonewton the lateral load. Okay. So let's first create 3 kilonewton, then we'll go to this 2 kilonewton, then we'll go to this 3 and 5 and this 5, right? Okay. So go to STAD again. I'll go to member load. As usual, you know how to create the UDL -3 kilonewton, then global Y, add. Okay, that is this one. Next, we will go to the point loads, which is concentrated load. Concentrated load, the first load is -2 kilonewton. Where it acts at a distance of 1 meter. 1 meter. So therefore, I will give 1 meter for the first one. And the next 2 kilonewton load, point load, will be acting at a distance of 3 meters from the starting node. Is it not? So therefore, give 3 meter and add. Next, you have a trapezoidal load. You can go. The first value was -3 kilonewton per meter, and the second value was -5 kilonewton per meter. Add them. Then you have a nodal, the lateral load. You should provide it at the nodes. So therefore, Fx value is +5 since it is acting along the positive X direction. Add. Now let us straight away assign. This is 3 kilonewton per meter. We saw that here we had this loading. Then we have to select the beams. For that, you select the first beam. But to select the next beam, if you select as it is, the first one will not get automatically. It will be deactivated, right? So for that, what you should do, first one you should select, then go to click on the control button, hold the control button, then select the second one, third one, fourth one, and also the fifth one, right? You can select all these things. Then Assign to the selected beams, assign. So UDL got assigned. Next we will move on to this point load. Point load, you know that the point load is there in this beam as well as in this beam. Therefore, just select those two beams using the control button, then assign to those selected beams, and you can see you will get the point loads here. And the next point load for the same beams, you need to again select this. If this has got highlighted, no problem. Otherwise, you need to select again holding the control button, then assign to those beams. So now you can see you have 2 point loads. 2 point loads. And also you have 1 point load here which we have not created. I'll come to that a little later. In trapezoidal load we have, you need to assign here, assign to the selected beams. Trapezoidal load got assigned. Then here we have the nodal loads. For that you should go use node cursor, select the nodes using the control button, select all the nodes. Or if you don't want to use the control button, you can just drag. You can just drag this. All the 3 required nodes will get automatically selected and assigned to the selected nodes. Assigned to the selected nodes. Next, we will create this 5 kilonewton point load, which we had left earlier. Add member load, concentrated force, 5 kilonewton load, -5. You need not give the distance because it is at the midpoint. Automatically STAAD will assign it to the midpoint. Add, close, select this, use beam cursor, select the beam, then assign to the selected beam. Okay, now you got the point load here also. All the loads are completed. Next we will go to property, define, go to general, because we have only IZ value. IZ value in meter to the power 4, it is 0.00045, because the given I value was 45 to 10 power 7. If you converted millimeter to the power 4, if you convert that to meter to the power 4, you get 0.00045. You can add this. And next you have for columns, you have 2i, so make this as 009, add and close. So now we have to assign I values to the beams. Either you can select all the beams holding the control button. This is one way, or the other way is go to geometry, go to select beams parallel to X. Then that will select the beams assigned to the selected beams. Next, you should select the beams parallel to Y. Go to select again beams parallel to Y axis. So assign 2y value to these beams. So this completes the entire modeling. The next process is go to commands, analysis, perform analysis, okay. Then analyze, run analysis, save. So this will give you the entire plane frame analysis, and you can see you have 0 errors. Now you can, as usual, go to post processing. Okay. Then this is the deflection icon. You click on this, or it will automatically get highlighted. You can hold the control button and use the scroll button of your mouse and improve the deflection diagram. This is the deflection diagram. This is also, we call it as the elastic curve. Okay, you can close this. You can go to the MZ value as usual and again improve this figure. This is the bending moment diagram, and you have shear force diagram. Again improve, hold the control button, move the scroll button of the mouse, then you will get the shear force. If you want axial load diagram, also you can see you can get the axial load diagram, right? If you want the values, as usual, what we do, we go to the results. You can first select NZ, go to results, then view value. Here, if you want the beam moments, you can select the beam moments. Afterwards, if you want the shear also, now itself you can select the axial values, axial loads also you can select. Displacement if you want, you can select. Okay, view annotate. Okay, okay, close. This will give the bending moment values. Bending moment values. Okay, if you still improve it further, the diagram, you can see all the values, right? So this is how you can get the bending moment diagram and its values. Now if you select Fy and close MZ, these are the values of the Fy. You can close Fy and select the Fx, you will get the axial loads. Axial loads. Okay. Again, if you want the reaction, you can go to reaction here. Then these are the reactions. You will get the reactions here. And again, displacements if you want, you can get the displacement here itself. Also, if you want the result of the displacement, go to result, view value, then select this displacement. You will get the displacements also. The maximum displacement will be always at the roof, which is 2.595 mm in this case. 2.595 here, 2.6 here, you can see 2.6, 2.6, and 2.63. Right? So this is how we should analyze a plane frame with more number of bays. Okay. This is all in this video. Thank you.